George Soros, The Alchemy of Finance. Embark on an intellectual journey through the world of finance with George Soros' thought-provoking book, The Alchemy of Finance. Delve into the core concepts of reflexivity, the human uncertainty principle, and the limitations of market fundamentalism. With clarity and insight, Soros breaks down notions such as market equilibrium, rational expectations, and the efficiency of financial markets. Witness his critique of economic models as he explores the impact of globalization, market dynamics, and policy decisions on both developed and peripheral nations. Soros' influential ideas and their practical applications are brought to light, making this summary a must-read for those keen on understanding finance from a unique and profound perspective.
Soros on financial markets. George Soros challenges the notion of equilibrium in financial markets, arguing that perceptions drive markets and not fundamentals. Traders make money by following trends, which occur when perceptions reinforce themselves. The markets provide a reality check that constantly shapes and reshapes the market, making a stable equilibrium impossible. Soros's perspective challenges rational expectations and efficient markets from economics textbooks, with important implications for policymakers and academics. Former Federal Reserve Chair Paul Volcker lauded Soros's unique viewpoint and how finance truly works. Understanding financial markets. In today's finance realm, the traditional way of interpreting how financial markets work is increasingly being questioned. George Soros is a key figure in this controversy, advocating for the concept of reflexivity. According to this principle, the way people think and what they believe influences market behavior and shape new expectations, which, in turn, influence the situation itself. This feedback loop doesn't rely on a constant reality, as facts can change based on the statements and actions of people, making it difficult to fully comprehend market circumstances. While the widely accepted economic model of rational expectation suggests that current events can provide an accurate image of the future, this theory is flawed. The rational expectations model falsely concludes that market actors always pursue their own best interests. In reality, these actors frequently operate on a flawed understanding and make decisions that aren't in their own interest, even though they perceive them as such. The concepts of efficient markets and rational expectations may suggest that markets efficiently allocate resources, but the evidence proves otherwise. In essence, markets are usually wrong and only occasionally get things right due to self-reinforcement. Soros argues that this incorrectness is often exposed only at inflection points. Even though bubbles are a clear example of reflexivity in action, it is a concept that's present in most market trends and should not be overlooked. Human uncertainty principle. Human beings create their reality based on their beliefs and expectations, leading to an uncertain decision-making process and unpredictable outcomes. While immutable laws of science exist, the same cannot be said for human reality. As there can be no certainty, people often act in a sort of fantasy world which can result in unexpected consequences. The human uncertainty principle mirrors the physics Heisenberg principle, emphasizing that humans are more uncertain than physical particles. The power imbalance in the world financial system. The world financial system is controlled by center countries and peripheral nations, with the former having more power. International debts are denominated in center countries' currencies, giving them the liberty to use countercyclical policies to strengthen their economies. Peripheral countries, on the other hand, have to subject themselves to the discipline of international lenders, such as the IMF. Financial globalization has taken power away from governments, and market fundamentalists have reduced taxes while spurring a long bull market. The argument that markets are forces for moral good is flawed, as they only serve to keep the powerful on top. Soros and the danger signal. The book recounts how George Soros experimented with his reflexive theory in 1985 and 1986 while managing his quantum fund. Soros believed that all investment theories are flawed, and decisions usually have unexpected, unintended results. He relied on his theory of reflexivity and uncertainty to manage his portfolio, which also helped him notice physical warning signs that something was wrong. Soros experimented with his concepts in 2 phases. In the first phase, he had remarkable trading success, while in the second phase, quantum lost, and Soros made a major error by not exiting the stock market. Soros's success in predicting the markets was greater than his success in predicting reality, and he found that market success does not depend on the ability to predict but on the ability to anticipate what people will expect. The book suggests that the financial markets often support delusions and deceptions, and even successful outcomes do not prove any given hypothesis. Soros's approach can guide investors in managing portfolio risks better, and his success in predicting the market can be an inspiration to those who strive to make a profit with discipline. The fallacy of market equilibrium. The concept of market equilibrium is flawed as markets are inherently unstable due to reflexivity and human uncertainty. The idea of market fundamentalism, where market results are the only truth, has driven people to measure everything by its economic value. However, this belief fails as markets are never stable since they are always swayed by human behavior, leading to instability and a lack of true equilibrium. The author suggests that appropriate regulations and institutions are necessary to bring back values of stability and moral good to the market process. The book highlights the need for an international central bank and currency linked to oil to create stability in markets. Ultimately, the message is clear: markets are immoral, and it is society's responsibility to bring back morality and stability through regulation. Soros changed thinking. In the new edition of Alchemy of Finance, Soros clarifies concepts and corrects overemphasized ideas from earlier editions. He notes that some self-reinforcing processes do not result in boom-and-bust cycles. Soros explains that causality does not move historically from outcome to outcome, but from expectation to expectation. He refers to the outcome-to-outcome construct as his shoelace theory of history, and the Ziploc theory, which likens history to a sealable plastic bag. Soros concludes that history can never be fully known, and even calling these concepts theories is an exaggeration.
In The Alchemy of Finance, George Soros exposes fundamental weaknesses in prevailing economic theories, highlighting the pitfalls of market fundamentalism and efficiency, the self-reinforcing nature of reflexivity, and the impact of market dynamics on society. Through the lens of his personal experiences, he examines the role of expectations, biases, and power distribution in both domestic and international finance. This unique perspective not only questions traditional economic models but also urges us to reevaluate our approach to both market regulation and the role of financial institutions. An essential read for those keen to challenge conventional wisdom, this book leaves a lasting impact on the way we perceive and interact with the world of finance.